everyone. Welcome to episode 109 of Formidable Opponents, a show that pits three people who have known each other virtually their entire lives in a series of conversations as we argue what is best in a variety of fun, engaging, and critical pop culture topics we all debate about. I'm Randall, and with me as always, Bob and Joseph. And this week's topic is Best Apology Song. Listeners, today we are diving into the realm of heartfelt apologies. Just to make things perfectly clear, right out of the gate, we are not doing this topic to commemorate the 20-year anniversary of Ruben Studdard's I'm Sorry for 2004.
Song was epic.
Apology songs are a little odd, a little different in the fact that the singer is reflective and apologetic, but they are also saying, while we're at it, can we dance a little bit too? Pouring remorse into lyrics and melodies is a sad song music staple. These people might be huge pop sensations, but they're humans. They have feelings. They must sell records. Millionaires, we feel you. Sometimes a sincere apology is what we need from you to express our own transgressions. You not only speak for us, you feel for us. And because of you, we're back in our love's good graces and off of those uncomfortable couches. If you ever find yourself in need of an apology, let the pros do the talking, because you can't help but to forgive a screw up when a catchy melody is involved. So here on Formidable Opponents, we thank those countless maestros of remorse, those virtuosos of guilt. We're honoring those who have wrecked homes and have transformed weekend visitation rights to chart-topping hits. After all, there is no better way to admit you messed up by making it catchy and making some money off it. This week, Formidable Opponents discusses and debates Best Apology Song. As always, I'm joined by two guys who never meant to make your daughter cry. They've apologized a trillion times. Bob and Joseph, how are you guys?
I am for real.
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
First Sunday without football. How's it affecting you guys?
I feel depressed, betrayed, bewildered.
Did you get some yard work done?
I was like trying to find purpose in my life all day today.
You know, I'm not. I don't really watch the NBA anymore. You know, because everybody that I did watch is no longer in the NBA, and I just
can watch Wemby.
Well, yeah, there's Wemby, but you know, and then baseball is just spring training is just getting started. So we're kind of in that weird, like at least I am that weird. What the fuck do I do now on the weekends?
What do I do with my life?
There's no college. I'm looking forward to the UFL. The merger of the USFL and the XFL.
And the XFL, yeah.
Starts at the end of March, so we'll get some football then, at least something.
I for one am thrilled because for listeners, we always had to work around the Houston Texans or Dallas Cowboys schedule. So if they played on Sunday night, we had to record on a Tuesday or Wednesday because we couldn't record when they were playing. So I'm kind of relieved the season is over.
You'll be more relieved when the Texas Rangers have a shitty season this year.
Can we do a little quick? What do we think about the game?
Yeah, that's what I had on topic.
Okay,
absolutely. Cool. It's like you read the script. Okay, so Super Bowl 58 thoughts, guys, real quick. I have some questions for you guys, but quick thoughts on the game.
We all kind of thought that 49ers were gonna sneak away with a win. I think we said that the year before. I wasn't hoping. I was going for the Chiefs. I said I was going for the Chiefs, but I did see 49ers stealing this game, and they almost did. Just I know I've spoken to some people that would said like, oh, it was so boring. It was a boring Super Bowl. Well, you know what? They're not always about like fucking points left and right, like strategy. Like, I mean, that was a hell of a game. Like,
it was a good
back
game.
And forth.
It got really interesting in the second half. It really did.
Yeah.
That third, fourth quarter, then overtime, it was good, man.
I want to ask you guys, did Patrick Mahomes take the leap as number 2 all time over Joe Montana?
He didn't really do shit in the game until the very, very end. I mean, they scored, one touchdown coming off a fumble and 19 points, a shitload of field goals. Like, he wasn't that impressive. I don't know. Like, I get it. In overtime, he drove them down. They scored and they won the game. But he wasn't that impressive. He started, neither was Travis Kelce until that one dude, that poor bastard that tore his Achilles trying to run.
Oh, yeah.
He was shutting down Travis Kelce.
Greenlaw.
Yeah, poor dude, man. And Mahomes was, he didn't look as great as he did before, or as he has in the past. Is he one of the greatest all time? I think for sure, dude. I don't know. I wouldn't call him number 2. He's definitely top 5 already.
No.
But Brady's going to be really hard to unseat as the champ. You know what I mean? But he's Patrick Mahomes is Extremely impressive. Extremely impressive.
He's obviously, look, I mean, this 3 Super Bowls,
handsome,
4 Super Bowl appearances, 3 Super Bowl rings in your, what is it? His 5th or 6th year of starting.
I think his 6th year starting and 7th year of playing. He was a backup his first year.
Yeah, he was backup the first year. Very, very impressive. He's obviously going to go down in history as one of the better or best in the game. I think he's got a ways to go before we ever put him in like the Brady talk. Even I don't think
he's not even 30.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a lot to go.
Yeah.
I mean, but definitely it is a hell of a career for your first 6 seasons.
They were saying the same shit about Aaron Rodgers. Oh, he's going to break all of Favre's records. He's going to win way more Super Bowls. He's going to do, oh my God, look, he's already won so early. And he didn't really do shit. He set all the records and, I won MVP, but his teams never did shit in the playoffs, never went into the Super Bowl. So NFL can be a tricky, it's a league where a lot of different teams will make runs and win championships. So
what did you guys think of the halftime show?
Not bad.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
I didn't get to see it. I saw highlights of it after the game. That's cool. I mean, shit.
Entertaining. Wasn't too outlandish. Sang the hits, sang the classics. That's what you got to do. I mean, it's funny. There's a meme going around. It's like, the Super Bowl is geared towards Super Bowl halftime show has always been geared towards the middle age. And I was like, oh shit, that's
Gen Xers. Yeah, that's us. Yes,
that's us now.
We are. We're 40.
Last year was it? Last year was it the Dr. Dre one last year? No.
No. It was what's her name? She was pregnant.
Rihanna.
Rihanna. Yeah.
Okay. Well, she's still young, but she is kind of our generation.
She's been around for a while. What, 2007? I think she's hit. Yeah, just
turned 30 or something, 31 or something like that. Anyway. It was good. It was cool to see, them bring out Usher and Lil Jon to do. Obviously, that hit was massive.
Ludicrous.
Yes.
What did I say? Usher and Lil Jon.
And Lil Jon.
Yeah, they brought Lil Jon out. So
they brought Lil Jon.
We want to apologize to everybody because we know we're about 10 minutes in and we're talking sports. So let's move on to the topic at hand. The apology song, guys. The apology song is still present, but most songs nowadays are more about moving forward. Is a traditional apology song still, is it a thing of the past?
I would say yes, only because I've mentioned this before. We're in the look at me generation, and it's all about me. Look at me on Instagram, on Snapchat, on TikTok, on every damn platform. It's all about me. So it's like, oh, we broke up. Well, look at me now. I'm moving forward. I'm moving on. Look at me, how great I'm doing, or I'm going to move on. I'm strong. I think that's kind of the thing going on nowadays. So I don't know if you're really going to get any apology songs. I'm surprised Taylor Swift hasn't put any out. I mean, she has 80 breakups, right?
Joseph, what about you?
Everybody just got mad. See, we're still talking football, folks. Taylor Swift, she was great at the Super Bowl.
She was on, I think they calculated it. She was on screen for 50
seconds. Yeah, and people were still pissed off. Who gives a shit?
Who gives a fuck? Anyway, I totally, man. I think Bob, what is it? Hit nail on the coffin. Yeah, that's where we are now. I think to add to what he said, I think about songs, and it just recently, I guess it's in the news again. Miley Cyrus's song, she can buy herself flowers, but she can't get over a relationship that ended 7 years ago. It's like that. It's songs like that. Everybody now, it's exactly like what Bob said. It's not about being sorry anymore. It's about I'm moving on.
Yes.
Exactly like you said. I'm moving on. Forget this. I'm better. Nobody.
Sorry, not sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry. Stuff like that. And maybe it's it's a different time. Maybe relationships aren't. They're here today, gone tomorrow type situations with the youngins. No, it was hard to find a song that was more recently new.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
That fits this criteria. It was a little tough to think of everything that we saw or that we looked at or that we was from years ago or to the early 2000s, maybe even mid 2000s, but nothing that I could. Well, I have one that's going to come out in the honorable mentions, but yeah.
First of all, Miley catching strays. I think that was her first mention on this show, and we're dogging her. I was listening.
Not we, Joseph.
I was listening to a song by Jason Derulo called "What You Say," and it's an upbeat song, but it's an apology song. What you say? Yeah, they they sampled that song, but it's upbeat. Back in the day, we heard the sincerity and the torment. Everything now is so manufactured, and so many people get their hands on the song that it loses its sincerity. So a song like this, which the lyrics weren't bad, but it was so upbeat, so danceable that it doesn't sound like your traditional sorry song like we're going to talk about today.
Which is crazy because that original song that they sampled for is what is it? I can't remember her name. Where they got that sample.
Imogen Heap.
Imogen Heap. That's it's a sad song. It's kind of sad, and it's borderline. Does it fit the criteria? Well, you'd have to like listen to the song. I don't think it meets this criteria.
Why is the apology song such a solid go-to song for many artists in their catalog?
Well, it is good if you're trying to tell like a personal story. Maybe if you have that and people, your fans maybe sympathize with you and gravitate to a song like that, maybe experiencing something in their own life. But I think for everybody back then, it was, because you're trying to maybe you can relate to your audience and whatnot, and maybe have them connect with you and maybe feel the same way you did when you wrote it. But it's kind of what we said before. We don't hear about that anymore. We don't hear these songs.
I think that just like the ballad in the 80s and the 90s, it's just one of those songs, man. Like every band needs to have that soft rock ballad song, song to add to their catalog because it's usually pretty popular. Every rose has its thorn, more than words, stuff like that. So I think it's just it falls right in line with the ballad that every rock band needs to have.
I think that people like hearing when talent interprets their own emotions. Musicians, they can be poets for pain, right? I'm sorry is such a quick phrase. You need a guitar solo, you need some rhythm to prolong it. I think when musicians realize that, well, love is a common theme, but so are breakups, so are apologies, so are screw-ups. So you want to write and perform something that the masses relate to and that they'll utilize when they're feeling that emotion. So, I mean, it's a good, solid genre. You just don't hear about it as much as you used to. Like you said, Bob, everything's about moving on, going on, about I'm going to do me. It's not about apologizing anymore.
Well, it's not sexual.
And that's cool. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, obviously. When you're writing these music, that's how you feel, then cool. Go ahead and write those songs and move on and be that person. But I think there's a difference in specifically maybe my song when we get to that, that these songs, they have their place and maybe they need to be, they should explore them more. I don't know.
Is there a band out there that you wish would perform a traditional apology song?
Metallica.
I got that. I don't want to do the impression, Joseph. Do you want to give it a shot?
Somebody's got to do it.
What impression?
James Hetfield apologizing.
Ooh, yeah.
What
was it? The U2 song?
Owe Danny Akusi for that.
Does U2 have an apology song? I mean, Bono needs to apologize for taking up 37 minutes.
Yeah.
Bono needs to apologize for taking up 37 minutes from each concert to preach. They could have done an extended version of Sunday Bloody Sunday, but instead of performing a song from the album War, Bono just actually wants to talk about war. So
and he also needs to apologize for adding that shitty song to our iPhones and fucking music.
Let's go on to our honorable mentions. Bob, what do you got for your honorable mentions? Best apology song.
Well, let's kickstart it out, obviously, with Outkast. I'm Sorry, Miss Jackson. Love that one. Adele, Someone Like You. I'm sure, I don't know if y'all going to go with that one or a different one of her songs, but I thought that was a great I'm Sorry song. Hoobastank, The Reason, Creative Little Pill's favorite song. She hates that fucking song. I have Ruben Studdard, I'm Sorry for 2004, Randall. Woo! Great song. And I'll finish up with Bruno Mars, When I Was Your Man, another great apology song.
I also obviously, because we laughed about it, sorry for it's a good song, man. Sorry 2004.
I'm sorry for
you apologize for a whole year.
Yeah, for the entire fucking year.
Yeah,
we apologize for this episode, everybody.
Yeah.
Of course, Miss Jackson, how can you not? It's one of the best. I picked Adele's Hello song, which 2015. Okay, that's like as earliest as I can look back and think of it, and then nothing else that I have as far as honorable mentions come, and I don't think anybody else did so. But anyway, All Apologies by Nirvana. I think it's just a given. I don't think it's an apology song, but let's put it in this. I want to mention it. And Purple Rain by Prince.
Yes.
I got those.
Purple Rain.
Great songs. What I have Please Forgive Me, Bryan Adams. Is there anything Bryan Adams can't do?
He wanted to pick this
can't
song.
Get dressed for a fucking concert.
Told him, no, Randy, we're sick and tired of talking about Bryan Adams.
I had Miss Jackson by Outkast, a sincere apology from Andre 3000 to Erykah Badu. All Apologies by Nirvana, a song with a deep meaning as Cobain dedicated it to Courtney Love and his daughter Frances Bean. He wrote it before they both came into his life, but he reinterpreted it to dedicate to them, and you can really see the deep meaning of it in the acoustic unplugged version. Hello by Adele, incredible. Hard to Say I'm Sorry by Chicago. This is like the divorced 80s dad go-to song. Just sad dad eating cold fries watching an old episode of Mr. Belvedere with his song in the background. I had always
That's awfully specific there, sir.
Always on My Mind by Willie Nelson. This was a close one to me, the true original. Heart of the Matter by Don Henley. This song wasn't about all the women he stole from his Eagles bandmates, but it was a great song. If I Could Turn Back Time by Cher. Remember how we thought Cher was too old to wear what she wore in that video, that fishnet body stocking? She was on the USS Missouri, which caused controversy. The USS Missouri is deemed a National Historic Site because that's where the Empire of Japan surrender took place on September 2nd, 1945, ending World War II. Now it's known more for Cher and her tattooed ass. She was only 43 years old in the video. Remember, we thought she was super old. Like, why is she dressing like that? She's a grandma. She was only 43 years old. Incredible.
Again, you trying to add us all into your category. This is Randall's opinion, folks.
She looked fantastic.
I mean, if she did it now, I mean, okay. Whatever. I mean, you do what you do. You do what you do. I don't judge people for what they do. But I didn't think she was too old back then.
And then lastly, I have Purple Rain by Prince, a song that Stevie Nicks turned down because she felt she was too intimidated by it. In true Prince fashion, it's a very egotistical song, but it's really a deep, sweet song, I think. I would have loved to have heard Stevie Nicks' interpretation, but those are our honorable mentions. Good songs, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
So first off, we got Bob with the best apology song. What do you got for us, Bob?
Oh, this was easy, man. I think I got this one in the bag. I went with Player, Baby Come Back. You can blame it all on me. I was wrong and I just can't live without you. Jesus Christ, the lyrics. Perfect. This is the greatest apology song of all time, man. It has one of the sexiest openings, even better than the Exiles' Kiss You All Over. It's got a better opening than that. So sexy as hell, great. The bass line, the keyboard, the guitar riff. I mean, it opens like amazingly. And the lyrics, shit, dude, I'm sorry, guys, but these lyrics are the best all time for Forgive Me, I Apologize. Fuck, I forgive the guy after hearing him sing that song. This is one of the most recognizable courses of 70s rock. Baby Come Back, any kind of fool can see. There was something in everything about you. Jesus Christ, man, and forgive the guy. Poor bastard, he loves you. He's sorry. The entire song, man, if you hear it, it's one of the catchiest, one of the most recognizable songs of the 70s, probably of this topic of apology songs or I'm sorry songs, besides if you can get away from like the Adeles. I think this is one of the most recognizable, used in TV shows and movies and commercials. It really is an amazing song, and it was written by two band members actually that were going through a breakup at the time that they came up with these lyrics. So it's really heartfelt. It's really from a place where both these guys were coming from. And it was a major hit, man. I think it was number one on the Billboard Top 100 in 77 or 78, all of January. So it was an amazing song. And to make it even better, not just the lyrics, not just the opening, it ends with an amazing guitar riff. Fuck November Rain. You want to hear an amazing guitar solo? You want to hear Players' Baby Come Back? The ending is just it's fantastic, guys. What do you think about it?
Guitar solo at the end of the song, really unconventional. Good move for this song, Bob, you felt?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a good move. That's the way to and then it's a guitar solo, then it fades away at the end. It's fucking perfect.
Okay.
It's November Rain in front of the church before November Rain in front of the church, sir.
I mean, what an incredible opening bass line. Then the keyboard comes in and screws it up. That bass line was incredible. You get it for about...
Yeah, fuck yeah.
The feathered hair and the voices on this song are just Amazing. I love a good yacht rock song. Mellow, sophisticated, soft rock. I love these types of songs. I enjoyed the official video on YouTube. I just imagine some guy in 1977, the year this song came out, surrounded by wood paneling, looking at a photo of his ex-girlfriend Wolverine style with a red glass ashtray by him, longing for a woman who probably has way too much body hair. I mean, this is the kind of song you wanted to listen to back then in 1977. When we do 70s one-hit wonder, these guys will be talked about again, because this is an incredible hit, an incredible song from a band that didn't have any other hits to their catalog, at least none that I'm aware of. These guys could sing. That one guy that hit the "Ain't There Nothing Left for Me" falsetto. You remember that part, Bob? When he hit that high note? Oh my God.
I note earlier, I was singing, listening to it.
I mean, some pipes on that guy. Okay, it's crazy. These guys have had to have been the oldest looking young guys in the history of rock and roll. Everybody in the 70s and 80s looked 15 years older than what they were. And we talked about it. James Worthy with the Lakers, he was 26. He looked 46. The guy on keyboards looked like he was on his third career. I mean, he looked that old. It was, as you mentioned, Bob, it was written after two of the band members had broken up with their girlfriends. You know, they broke up with them right as they were writing this song, as it was happening. It's a hit. We don't need them anymore. Player's going to live on forever. They broke up 5 years later, by the way. They never came back. By the way, what an appropriate and great name for a band. Player, one of the all-time greatest band names. It's like they beat some 2002 rapper for that name 25 years ahead of the time. A true testament to a good song is that it never truly goes away. This song is 47 years old, guys. You hear it on commercials, the Swiffer Wet Jet, on TV shows like The Simpsons, American Dad, King of the Hill, on movies, the Transformers. It's been sampled by artists for their songs. Young Gravy, I'm proud not to know who that is, and I refuse to click his Wikipedia link, but he samples the song.
Just don't look at any photos.
It has been quoted as being the apotheosis of "I made a terrible mistake and now I want you back" songs. Band member and songwriter Peter Beckett explained in the yacht rock book, The Oral History of the Soft, Smooth Sounds of the 70s and 80s, "I guess this one hit home lyrically and touched people. Basically, it was both of us having broken up with somebody, so it was a genuine song, a genuine lyric. And I think that comes across in this song. That's why it's so popular. This is one of those weird songs that sounds dated and era specific as hell, but people would appreciate it now because the musicianship is so good. It's like a Hall & Oates song. It never really goes away. One of the funniest comments I read I think I read this on YouTube. The poster wrote, "This song reminds me of my ex, Sherlyn. I cried for 2 months when we broke up. I just heard this at a CVS the other day and started getting choked up at the hair care aisle." I mean, can you imagine you're at your local grocery store and this song comes on? Because it's a grocery store song now. Let's admit that. And you start questioning all of your life decisions, even though that was 45 pounds ago. Then you get home and your wife tells you brought the wrong cereal and you're really regretting your current life decisions. Listen, people, can't go
wrong with Cinnamon Toast Crunch, sir.
I'm a Cocoa Pebbles guy myself. Listen, don't go lock yourself in the bathroom and look up those former flames on social media. And please don't play this song while you're doing it. Well, I can overlook the fact that she's been divorced and has 5 kids from 2 different fathers. No, don't do it. Go back and buy the right cereal. Get that Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Okay. Thoughts on the guitar solo? Like I said, at the end, unconventional, but it works. That guitar solo to end the song was really good. Great pick, Bob. I got to admit that. But, top 5 in my book. This song hits hard. The beautiful chorus is there. One of my favorite things about doing this show is finding a newfound appreciation of things I've overlooked. Like the women who have overlooked these guys in this song. This song is a masterpiece. I love rediscovering music. This song, Bob, I've probably listened to it thousands and thousands of times. But to dissect it and to appreciate it, it was an amazing experience. I love this song.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. What do you think, Joseph?
Well, I mean, what else can I really say after all that? I mean,
he's still stuck on cereal. Right. Favorite cereal, by the way, Joseph, before you start?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
All right.
It's Captain Crunch with berries, sir. That's the right answer. But go on.
Wow, Randy gave a thesis. Anyway,
no apologies for that.
No, it's okay. I mean, you basically took everything I was going to say. So no, it's look, yeah, it's I like that it's obviously recognizable. It is straight and to the point. It is an apology song. It's great. It's heartfelt. Music wise, it is a great song to listen to. I think that's one thing that we should never overlook when we make selections based on any kind of topic that we do is, can you actually listen to the song? Is the song fucking good? Great fucking song. That yacht rock vibe, it's great. Give me a little bit of this, a little bit of sailing.
Sailing.
The lyrics are there's no wondering, I guess, what the storyteller is trying to say. He's straightforward. My only it would just be a nitpick. What did you do and how were you wrong? The
That's
whole
a good
song,
point.
He was wearing her blouse, obviously.
The whole song is about like, I was wrong. And talking about like what I do now because I'm so sad that I don't have you anymore. I made a mistake. I'm crying now. Trying to keep that smile to hide the tears. Baby, come back. Blame it all on me. What is she blaming on you, bro? That's what I want to know.
Great point, Joseph.
I'm just curious about it, but it's a great, obviously perfect for what we're talking about. Great song to listen to. I love that it's sampled. I mean, that just adds to it. I hope that they still own the royalties to this, because I don't see this ever not being used for in commercial use, maybe movies, a funny scene or whatever.
Why do you think they never made another song? Fuck, they made it rich, baby.
They're living off of this. One of my favorite uses of it is in American Dad. That scene, I was going to send it to you guys earlier this week, but I completely forgot to. That scene where he's like, Stan, he's like, you have my back, right? I can't remember the kid's name. Steve. He's like, the Stan's gonna get into a fight. He says, Steve, you have my back, Steve, right? And he goes, I scratch your back. I can sing Baby Come Back. And he starts singing this whole song in the theater. It's fucking hilarious. The dad is getting his ass kicked in the scene while the son is singing, Baby Come Back. You can blame it. Oh. He's like, what the hell? Great scene, great use, great song, great pick, Bob. Great selection.
Goody. Cool, thank you.
Let me ask you guys, this is probably an unanswerable question. Why didn't Player have another hit song? They were great musicians. They had great voices. They had the look. Why wouldn't they make another hit? I mean, go ahead, Bob.
This is maybe just one reason why this song. They released it in November of '77, I want to say, and then it was in the top Billboard Top 100 in '78 at the beginning in January. I think they're coming towards the end of the decade, and it's getting ready to hit the '80s. So I think the transition of music. The music definitely transitioned from the 70s to 80s. I think maybe that's what did it. You know what I mean? They didn't transition well to the 80s sound, so maybe that's why they didn't
Good point.
Continue with success.
And I think yacht rock was kind of transitioning from that long hair sort of vibe to like more Michael McDonald, more Boss Skaggs, more of those type of bands, and going away from
Michael McDonald just doesn't do it for me, bro. I don't like that.
Oh, he's incredible. Come on.
No.
So we'll go on with my selection. So for best apology song, I have Second Chance by 38 Special. I have the habit of typing the whole A Heart Needs a Second Chance. Second Chance by 38 Special. How do you say sorry without really saying I'm sorry? For those who don't know much about 38 Special, they were a Southern rock band, and for about 10 years, late 70s to late 80s, released decent chart-topping performing albums and always had one true hit song in every album. If you like their music, you might want to invest of a best of album because you get it all there. How can I further describe this band? I got it. Okay. Pretend it's 1984 and your cool uncle is picking you up from elementary school. Your uncle is in his mid-30s. He's still clutching on to that last fleeting moment of youth. He has a bit of a receding hairline, but he makes sure to make up for that by evening things out by growing his hair long in the back. So he has a little mullet, right? He drives up in his 84 Firebird. He's got his sports turbo aviator sunglasses on, a Joe Camel t-shirt on, sleeves cut off. In the back seat, there's a foam Budweiser cooler next to a discarded McDLT box. Smoked cigarettes are collecting in the ashtray. Windows are rolled down because the AC doesn't work. He thanks your teacher who walked you to the car. He lowers his sunglasses to check out your teacher as she walks away, and he says something creepy like, "Teachers didn't look like that when I came to school here." He revs his engine, turns up the radio, and you guessed it, 38 Special is playing full blast. This band is known for good time rock, cool, fast rock you cruise to, rocking it to the night, Hold On Loosely, Caught Up in You, Back Where You Belong, some of their biggest hits. Things took a turn in 1988, much like your cool uncle latching onto his youth. 38 Special made one last successful attempt to latch onto relevancy. They released the ultimate apology song, Second Chance, which became their highest charting U.S. single. Now, this song is about a guy who cheated. He's very blunt and very honest about cheating. Check out this lyric. I never loved her. I never needed her. She was willing, and that's all there is to say. Don't forsake me. Please don't leave me now. The songwriter is the band's guitarist, Jeff Carlissi. He played a demo of this song for the band under the title, I Never Wanted Anyone Else But You. Keyboard player Max Carl remarked, the guy in the song sounds like a real jerk. To which Carlisle replied, yeah, but a lot of people have been through this and want forgiveness. Carl responds with, yeah, maybe this guy needs a second chance. Boom. A title was born, and of course, a bunch of successful musicians who have traveled the roads and have hooked up with multiple groupies are going to relate to this song. Max Carl sang this beautifully. He sang it with conviction. That I never loved her line sounds so smooth and sincere, pleading for forgiveness, asking his girl to give him a second chance after making a mistake of cheating on her. The best part of this video is that after the bridge, the final chorus, the whole band harmonizes together. They harmonize beautifully. That's like your buddy saying, forgive him already. Get over it. He didn't mean it. In all honesty, guys, it's all about the realization of screwing up and finding out that you broke your own heart by breaking someone else's. It's reflective. There's a lot of great songs that show the sincerity of screwing up the best thing in your life, and maybe the lyrics could have been polished up a little bit so the singer doesn't sound like a prick during his confession, but it is a timeless classic, and it shows how great a band, your uncle's favorite band, 38 Special, could be. I was hoping for a sequel because they need to apologize to the woman they cheated with. They really threw her under the bus. I love this song, guys. I think it's a great apology song. What do you think about this song, and were you familiar with it?
They need to apologize to the people who had to fucking sit and listen to it. God almighty. I'd rather listen to Let the Midnight Special than 38 fucking Special at this point. There's a main, yeah, she broke up with him because the song was boring. It wasn't because he fucking cheated on her, because they made such a shitty song. What happened to Hold On Loosely and Caught Up in You? Great songs, and then you get this piece of shit. Of course she's going to leave you, bro. When Motley Crue is making music like that and you come out with this, get out of here. She's gone, bro. She's gone forever. You can cry all you want. This is really and I'm not going to, I mean, I'm saying this in the nicest way possible. This is one of the worst songs of the 80s. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on.
The music video was terrible. From what they made in 81 and 84 with their such a great songs, again, mentioning Hold On Loosely, Caught Up in You, and they come out with this. This was their song. This was terrible. The music video, terrible. The song, terrible. I have no idea how they went from Caught Up in You to this. It blows my mind. Maybe the heartbreak did it. I don't know, but whatever did it, they're not coming back. They're not coming back. And I'm talking about the band. They're not coming back. Not the girl. It's just, I don't know, man. I didn't like, they have two band members named Don or Donnie, and that's just one too many. Okay. So that's another big problem they have. I didn't feel it. I didn't get it. The song, again, the song was bad. I know the song because I know the band. I'm a fan of 38 Special. You know, the few of their songs that I fucking jammed to plenty of times, and I just can't. I heard this one, and I was like, wow, they really, really missed the mark. And then I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't get it. It's not my. I'm gonna say it's not my cup of tea. It's nothing. It's nothing to me, and it hurts to say, but I'm sorry, man. Joseph, what do you think about this song?
I didn't know who they were. And I didn't know this song. I had to listen to Hold On Loosely and what was the other one? Caught Up in You.
Caught Up in You, yeah.
Caught Up in You to say, oh, I know those two songs. I didn't know that this is who sang those songs. I honestly thought those were probably sung by like Journey or something. I don't know.
How dare you?
Or Warren. I don't know. Like, okay, because they sound very like 80s, like and those songs and this one in particular. So this song came out in the 80s, right?
Yeah, 88, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. So they were, so in looking at them, I was like, wow, because I didn't know who they were. Had to look them up. I was like, this is like ZZ Top singing Motley Crue tunes or something like that. Like, it was weird. It's like they look like ZZ Top, but they're not singing ZZ Top. I'm not gonna like completely destroy the pick because I didn't know this song until you actually told us that it was your selection. I checked it out. It sounds very not hair metal ballad, but a very 80s ballad, not as light. It's got some, rhythm to it. So that's cool. I give it that. And then the apology is the lyrics are straightforward as to what the singer's trying to say. He cheated, he fucked up, he's sorry. In my book, you cheat, it's over. so you're gonna deal with that pain, sir. If the girl doesn't want to get back with you, that's your problem. But hey, you fucked up, you wrote a song about it, great. I honestly thought like you might go with one of your honorable mentions. I thought you would have gone maybe possibly with the Adele song, which I actually thought about going with that myself, because I was like, that's just a great fucking song. She has a tremendous voice. It's very well written and whatnot. I don't got much to say on it other than it fits the tone. I didn't really know it.
Did you enjoy it? I know Bob wasn't a fan, and both of you mentioned Motley Crue. I don't get the connection, but
I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't say I enjoyed it because they're a big '80s band.
I wouldn't say I enjoyed it.
She left them for Motley Crue.
I mean, it's very much of the time, so it sounds like other stuff. So, but I wouldn't say I enjoyed it. I don't say I hate it.
But do you enjoy the honesty of saying like, yes, I slept with somebody else. Just take me back. I'm like, I need a second chance here.
I won't do it again. I promise.
Third
chance wasn't going to come out. So come on.
I'm going to go on. You've ever written.
By the way, I'm going to go on the road again. So, just before we go, is there something behind you? Oh, is that your pin? Oh,
yeah. What the fuck?
I thought one of your
ghost.
One of your kids was behind you swinging a lightsaber or something.
But I mean, the thing about this song is that it's very. A lot of people say that
terrible. No.
A lot of people say that the song is good rhythmically, but that the lyrics aren't very genuine because he's essentially pining for this girl to ask him back, saying, "Oh, I slept with this other girl. I didn't love her. I didn't mean to sleep with her. Can you forgive me?" It's very straightforward. It's almost comical in the sense of saying, like, "Yeah, I fucked up. I'm not gonna make an excuse. I just want a second chance." So, I just think it's
genuine. Just doesn't mean it's gonna work.
Yeah, the song didn't work either.
I mean, I actually really enjoyed this song as a kid. I enjoy it now, but hey, you know what? I wish I had a second chance and selected something else.
Never mind. I'm sorry, man. Jeez, maybe I should apologize to you. Randy's heartbroken over there.
I know, right?
What do you got for us, Joseph? Best apology song?
Definitely not the best apology song, but it's the one that I picked, and I like it.
Jesus Christ!
We'll edit that out because you gotta be forceful.
No, leave it. I'm being honest. I'm being honest with everybody. I picked
Code 2004.
I picked Code by Crossfade, that band from the early 2000s. So this was released in January of 2004 from their major label debut, officially making this classic rock by today's standards. How sad! It's 1 year away from being old enough to order a beer. Holy fuck. Let's be honest, it's a great song. I think it's catchy as fuck. Nice blend of heavy and melodic tones, specifically written from the singer and songwriter Ed Sloan's point of view while working on the record that this song would eventually be on. He said, "I started really sinking my life into writing this first album, and I noticed the distance starting to grow between my girlfriend and I and my family a little bit." I like that this song's apology aspect is in the fact that I'm sorry that I am the way that I am. I think I relate to that more so than anything because I'm stubborn at times. But I think it's different from other apology songs, specifically maybe the ones where the point of view is I'm sorry I fucked up, specifically like Randy's. I'm sorry I cheated and I was wrong for that. I realize how wrong I am now. Well, that's bullshit. The lyrics are straightforward and to the point, so you're not trying to guess what the story is telling, and I think they're good too. I never stop to think about you. I'm always wrapped up in things I cannot win. I always really like the last verse of this song where he says, "I never really wanted you to see the screwed up side of me that I keep locked inside of me so deep." I think that's awesome. I think, we can all relate to that. And again, like I mentioned in the beginning, we're all who we are, and sometimes that's not the best case in a relationship. And you don't really mean to hurt anybody or to treat somebody wrong in that aspect. It's just who you are. And when that relationship doesn't work out because of those things, you want to apologize. And I think let that person know that. And I think this is a song that says that, and it's why I chose it. I like it, but I I chose it because I think it's different from your selections in that aspect, maybe in a different light. It's not so much I fucked up in the relationship. I cheated on you. We're not too specific on what the apology is in Players Baby Come Back. We just know that he's very, very sorry. And hey, he's singing a great song. But like I said, this is a little bit different. And I like that aspect, hey, I'm sorry that I'm who I am and that we didn't blend, and that sucks. So it's a little bit different. So I like it. I chose it. I think it's a good song. What do you guys think?
Crossfade, Cold, 2004. When I hear this song, I think of one thing: divorced dad rock. I had completely forgotten about this song, and when I turned it on, it immediately took me back to seedy, cramped rock clubs wearing bad facial hair and even worse jeans. For a rock song, there's some good harmonizing in this song. I mean, it's actually a good song. I don't know too much about Crossfade. I know they have one or two other minor hits, but I know this was the big one. Songs like this, when you're young, they're just a part of the atmosphere. They are great listens, but it's so strange when you listen to them. When you're older, they strike you in such a profound way, so different. I listened to the song in 2004, didn't have much meaning. I listened to it now, kind of has me reflecting. So I think that's a hallmark of a good song, and so it's a good pick, Joseph. I think you sold yourself short. I think this is a good selection. I immediately got taken back to being in my late 20s, trying to figure out my career, relationships, which chain wallet goes with which Skull t-shirt, just trying to figure all that stuff out when I heard this song. Cold gave Crossfade mainstream exposure. I think these guys got lost in the shuffle because there were so many similar bands at the time. Bands like Seether, Shinedown, Breaking Benjamin, All That Remains, 3 Days Grace. And none of those bands really exceeded the others. And they were all part of that spiked hair with soul patch era. Bands that look like they'd guest star in a very special episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Those kind of bands. So Crossfade lead singer...
Where drugs is involved.
Yeah, exactly.
Why did she get suspended?
Dope.
Crossfade, and you mentioned this, Joseph. Crossfade lead singer Ed Sloan wrote the song, not about a specific person, but about himself. And he had mentioned, he had a girlfriend, he saw his family every day, but he really started escaping towards trying to become a big, successful musician. And that's what this song is about. I mean, this was his fixation and isolation. And Ed Sloan felt, he was absorbing that neglect while focusing on elevating his music. So this was kind of sort of a self, I guess you could say, self-induced loneliness that he was writing about. The acoustic version is so raw. I like the acoustic version myself. It's profound. It sounds like your buddies in the backyard under a string of lights on a cold night. I think it's a really good acoustic version.
I want your friends.
It's a late night of drinking, turning up the volume on your way home song. Hopefully you're not the one driving, of course. The lyrics are definitely about an apology. And if you sink into them, yes, very deep and very meaningful. There's the thing about these songs. They are time grenades. They don't mean the same thing anymore. Of course, we were younger when we first heard the song, and now we're reflecting on it. So that gives it, a sort of bonus entity of being a song that is really deeper than what we initially thought. When you encumber more life experiences, meanings evolve. You make music mean to you what you want it to mean to you. And relationships and experiences, it influences that. Sorry. I do have one nitpick. Couldn't they find a more spacious house to film the music video? I mean, that living room needed.
They didn't have a wide lens of the camera, Randall. God damn it!
That living room needed some feng shui or something. That girlfriend's bedroom. Could they have at least picked up her clothes off the floor? I mean, flick a light switch. I love how the girlfriend walks in and doesn't freak out that all these early 2000s looking guys are set up in her cramped living room. I'm not going to.
She just lies in her bed and shakes her ass.
I'm not going to knock this pick. I think it continues to age. It'll even be better appreciated as the years go by. I do have one other thing, Joseph. The guy that sings the harmonizing vocals, he doesn't play an instrument. He just repeats what the other guy says the second time around.
Yeah, and he wears a shitty cap.
and he's not. He wasn't in. I don't think he. I can't remember his name. I can always look it up while Bob's giving his 2 cents. But yeah, he was
5 cents.
I think he did maybe some keyboards on some of the other songs. I looked it up because I was actually, familiarizing myself again with the lead singer's name when I was writing my notes, and obviously you see him in the video. He sings lead on some other songs in the other albums.
Okay,
and there's some good songs. I actually think like this was one of my favorite albums of that time. I personally like. I'm not saying that every song, everybody's in love with a song, but I personally like at least 85% of the entire album.
Okay,
I'll put it at that. It was great harmonizing. I mean, it worked for the for the video, but yeah, it is kind of weird when you watch the video. I know that's something we all I mean, how do you not talk about videos? But because I know the actress's name in this video. Her name is Bo Garrett, a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's funny because he's kind of just there, and he had that whole like, I'm sorry to say, like that's kind of one of the looks
douchey 2000s look with the iron cross cap. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
But yeah, he sings more lead on some of the other songs. Bob.
Oh, I really do like. I didn't like the cap. I'll say that again. I like the look. But good to see the guy from the Mighty Mighty Bosstones finally did something with himself. Singing backup for Crossfade. I do like Colors. I do like So Far Away. This is one of our. I like this band. In 2004, we had just gotten into college, so this is a great college band that I remember really, really liking. They put out a few great hits, including Cold. The lyrics for this song, I think the lyrics are what make it stand out, Joe. It's a alternative rock song, from the early 2000s, but the lyrics definitely are what make it stand out and make it a great apology song. Kind of different from our, Randall's was very soft rock. Mine's kind of like that 70s rock apology song, and yours is kind of this hard rock song, but that's also has a great message to it and an apology to it, and he didn't, screw on at his chick and make a shitty music video with it either. So that's brownie points for that. But yeah, I think this is a really good pick, man. This is a good jam back in college. Good band. Again, like Randall said, there's a lot of bands that kind of sounded similar to them. Yes. It was just the sound of the 2000s. You know what I mean? Everybody looked like the lead singer for Hoobastank. So kind of funny, but yeah, it's a good pick, man. I don't have a lot of bad things to say about it. I don't think it's the greatest. I think people that are around our age will get this song and get the lyrics and be like, oh yeah, that was a really good one. Maybe somebody who's older or far younger probably won't. They may get Baby Come Back because it's everywhere. Nobody will get Randall's song unless they lived in 88 and they're in high school or they hung out with our uncle. But yeah, I think that this is a pretty good pick, man. I don't think it's the best, but I think it's a very good, solid. This is a Joseph pick right there that people will like.
Yeah,
I like that. No, and I kind of just want to add that I think maybe I've said this too much. I just think what also helped in the selections, and I think and kind of what Randy said too. Like as we get older, don't go search your
ex. Waterfalls.
Don't go search your exes on Facebook, like you said, or whatever. But if you do, like if you are in a situation where you are single and you maybe reflect on past relationships, this song kind of speaks to you in a bit because you didn't do anything wrong. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. They didn't do anything wrong as far as a relationship. Maybe they just if they had done better, and that's kind of what this song speaks to that. If you've done better, maybe just maybe a little more effort or so, and you're apologizing for that. So, and I think there's a lot of people that can relate to that. That's why I chose it. That's why it stood out to me.
Well, thanks for making me sad.
I like the fact that all the selections were from different eras because that proves our point about how the apology song has always been an important, I guess you could say, selection in a catalog for many bands, because who doesn't have to apologize at some point in their life, and who hasn't lost somebody that they wish they hadn't lost? I'm talking about these band members, not us. Of course, we're very happy. But like, but like, it's very relatable.
Two of us are.
It's very.
Thanks for pointing that out, man.
It's very relatable, and I think that this song, "Crossfade" from Cold, it's funny because it came at a very important time in all of our lives. You guys were just out of high school, first year of college. I was 28 years old or whatever. I was trying to figure myself out. 38 special. Yeah.
38 M special. Still special.
We should get that cat for your birthday, Joseph. 38 and special. On the back, it'll say second chance. But yeah, this song came at a very profound point in our lives. And I think that's why we enjoy it so much, because it's a good song, but it also has very deep meaning. And what'd you say the name of the model is on this video, Joseph?
Brandon's Googling it right now.
Yeah, are you really asking me?
I'm asking you. What's her name?
Bo Garrett.
She does not hold a candle to the 46-second girl.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you know what the exact second she comes out?
And I hope I'm saying that right. I've known she's been in a lot of movies, but I've always looked at her name. It's spelled Beau. I'm sorry, Beau. So I've always that's Bo, right? That's Bo.
Oh, well, yeah, Bo.
That's Bo. Okay. Yeah. That's I mean, maybe it's not, but no, she's been
my dog's name.
She's been in a lot of movies. You've seen her, and she's one of those familiar faces. Like, oh, I saw her in that, or I remember from that, or I remember from that TV show, or that she had that little role in that movie.
Was she like in the CW era, sort of? She strikes me as a CW like actress.
No, she didn't. No. She didn't do any like. No, she didn't have like any like main. That's kind of sad. Now we're just gonna see her career. She didn't have any like main starring. Well, she was on some show called Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce for 33 episodes. That's probably her. There
you go.
Main thing.
Fantastic actress.
Yes,
she was very good in the music video.
She was awesome in Tron, the Tron Legacy movie. I liked it. The Tron Legacy movie.
Excellent.
She's plays Jem, the girl that. Anyway.
All right.
If you know the movie, you know who she is.
So, guys, is the apology song a lost art, and will we ever recapture it? Has it gone away?
You're going to get songs here and there. Specifically, let's talk about Adele. Adele, and I'm not knocking her. This isn't a diss on her in any way, but this album that Hello came on, was that her second album, or what was this? I don't remember.
I believe she's had a few albums. Hello was pretty recent.
She seems to have done she did the one that Bob mentioned from her first album, and then she did this one from another album. So look, I expect Adele to do some kind of other new song similar in an apology style on any new music that she does. And it's probably going to sound fucking awesome because she's a hell of a voice, tremendous voice. I don't think it's going to go away. I just think we might not hear a bunch of them. A lot of the music today is geared towards, like what Bob said earlier, these artists are making music for the TikTok era, and I don't know. We're hoping that the bands that we like, the music that we listen to, just put out an album. We're not looking for anything specific.
Come on, Rolling Stones.
Yeah, right. Come on,
more, man.
But make sure you put an apology song on it.
Big Jack will never apologize. He's over there. Don't get angry with me. I didn't do no wrong. He's not apologizing.
Is that AC/DC or?
So I mean, it's not lost. It's not a lost art form. It's just not going to happen very much with the artists that we have today. I mean, not really.
I think you're right. Absolutely. TikTok has replaced our need to TikTok and YouTube. They've replaced our need to sit and write and perform our emotions. This is why I respect Taylor Swift so much. If she has a bad drive-through fast food experience, she has the ability to write a hit song about it. So a lot of songs don't dig as deep. So maybe I'm just not listening to the right things. Help me out, Alt Nation, Sirius XM, because I don't see this genre really, gripping the way it used to. But there are a lot of good songwriters out there. You mentioned Adele, you got your Taylor Swifts, you got a lot of artists coming up, Ed Sheeran, all these other people. So I don't think it's extinct, but I just don't think it is what it used to be. What do you think, Bob?
Yeah, I agree. I just agree with the same thing. I'm sure we'll see some more of it. Maybe more with country artists or something like that. Yeah. I think that you're seeing a kind of a revival of the old 80s, 90s style country in country artists nowadays. I think instead of just talking about making dance hits with country and talking about beer and cows and stupid shit, hitting all the pointers like Joseph says. But I think we'll see more of it, man. I think that everything usually comes full circle, so I'm sure we'll see a little bit of it.
Can we revisit one song real quick since we have time? Miss Jackson. We all love that song. We all will probably put. How come none of us picked
real.
It? Is it because of the? Is it because I honestly think if it was just Andre 3000, it would have probably been my pick. I think who's the other guy on
Big Boy.
Big Boy.
How dare you? How dare you?
I love Big Boy. I love Big Boy.
But one girl called Randall Big Boy once in his life, and now he hates the fucking band. Jesus Christ, man! Come on.
But I think that sort of takes away from the beauty of the song. I think Andre 3000's part is amazing. I think Big Boy's rap in there just unnecessary. I think they could have turned it into something else. That's why I didn't pick it. What about you guys?
It's kind of like upbeat and like a fun song, like as far as the beat's concerned. So it doesn't really, it's not as sad. It doesn't have a sad tone, I guess you could say. But I don't know, it's a great fucking song. Maybe I should have picked it. I just Baby Come Back. It was the game winner, baby.
Yeah. I think the reason maybe why I didn't like it wasn't one that I would have wanted to select because I don't know, it's so obvious. I mean, the opening lyrics is "I'm sorry, Miss Jackson." Like it's oh, you apologize. We need an apology song. Okay, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. It's although it's a great fucking song, it is a great fucking song. Yeah. I want to talk on because this song came out on Stankonia, I believe, right?
I think so, yeah.
But their next album, Speaker Box and The Love Below, which they kind of did that separate, double album.
Yeah.
2 separate albums. And as awesome as I think they are together and as awesome as I think Big Boy is, the shit that Andre does when he just does kind of his solo stuff,
he's amazing.
He can be fucking awesome. And then he makes a flute album and you're like, what the fuck is he doing?
Trying to prove a point here. I still make $1 million playing the flute.
It was like oh, Andre 3000 released a new album, and it's like flute music.
It's because he was the one that played Jimi Hendrix.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why he had to make a flute album because he had to make everybody forget about his terrible acting in that movie.
I think he did okay, man. I think he's a great actor.
No. Yeah, he's a great actor, but that movie sucked. Poor. I mean, that's not. I don't know, man.
Like he has a song from that album called Prototype, where it's fucking awesome. I think it's awesome. It's very Hendrix-esque. And no. I'm talking from the Love Below, which was I think their last album that they did together. Just to go back, it would have been a little bit too obvious, but although it's a great fucking song, it really is.
I think you're absolutely. I think it's way too literal, and it's not
like taking all apologies.
Yeah.
Even though it's a good song,
you say it over and over. It's in the title. It's a little too literal. You want something with more subtlety that sort of works it up into it. Good show, guys. Good selections. Before we leave, guys, we have a little bit of time. Any TV or movie recommendations or anything?
What are you watching right now, Bob? You watched that thing you were telling me about the other day. Tell me about it.
What was it? What was I telling you about?
Lennon. Huh? The John Lennon.
Oh shit! Yeah, we saw this John Lennon documentary on Apple TV where he gets assassinated. Man, we saw that Friday night. It's three mini series, 3 episodes, and man, it was a great documentary. Sad as hell. I didn't know that he was making an album like at that point. Like he literally left the studio and he goes to his apartment building and he gets shot and killed. It's very depressing, very sad, but it's very good. They really do dive into him, and then they dive into the man that killed him, and the no trial. It's kind of a trip, man. It's a really, really good one. I like that one a lot.
What about you, Joseph?
I don't have any new TV recommendations. I'm just excited about like the shows coming back. So I just started. What did I watch? I'm just getting back into my normal TV shows, the NCIS stuff. I'm really excited. I think I had posted it onto our page. Evil, one of my favorite shows, is coming back in May. Really looking forward to that. Unfortunately, it seems like it's going to be the last season. Some of the actors are actively putting it out there on their social medias to like different streaming networks. Like, hey, you want to pick us up? We're ending our run here with Paramount Plus. I saw something new I could talk about. I saw Captain Marvel, the Marvels, because I like comic book movies. I saw it, and I understand why people are talking shit about it, because the first one I thought was like, it was really cool, but it also had that cool aspect, like it takes place in the 90s. So it meant, kind of resonated with you. This one went too playful, I guess. There was one of the characters is like a teenage girl, so they obviously not trying to have her be in too much violent stuff, I guess, or fight so much. But yeah, it was. I understand why people like talk about how crappy it is. It's definitely a departure from the first one, which I thought was good. I didn't think it was terrible, but it's just completely different vision. But hey, it's up. It's your preference on those movies, so you either like it or you don't.
Comic book movies are going down the tube. I mean, Madam Web has gotten a lot of bad reviews. I mean, Dakota Johnson and Sydney Sweeney. I mean, come on, but nobody's.
Dakota Johnson is not a. She's
careful, sir.
I don't think you don't put her in a starring movie. I think she's a great complimentary
supporting actress.
Okay. I don't think you put a movie around her. How many other movies do you know that have been around her? I know she was in the 50 Shades of whatever movies, but that movie went hand in hand with the character that she's paired with, right?
Right.
So those movies are dependent on the success of their roles together.
And people that want to watch sex.
I will say this. I'll end it with watching the last season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I don't know if you guys have watched it.
Any of the first... but I haven't watched it though.
Great. Larry David still has his fastball. I mean, he's still incredibly funny, incredibly hilarious. I want to like really just spend a moment thinking like 12 seasons of Curb Your Enthusiasm, plus he was on Seinfeld for 7 seasons, the 7 good seasons, 19 years of TV, of incredible comedic, funny, genius television. I mean, I think Larry David is going to be missed once he's gone, because he's just incredibly funny. And I'm watching this Curb Your Enthusiasm last season. I've caught the first 2 episodes, and I'm laughing out loud the way I was during all the other 11 seasons. So he still has it, and I think he wants to go out on top. So gonna miss that show. So if you haven't caught it yet, please catch the first 2 episodes. The 3rd episode's on right now, I believe. So check it out, because it's incredibly funny, and Larry David is going to be missed once he's not doing television anymore. So that's our show, everyone. Listeners, we'd love to hear from you. Hit us up and let us know what you think the best apology song is. Most importantly, let us know what you think about the show. You may reach us at formidableopponents@gmail.com and follow us on all forms of social media by searching for Formidable Opponents. We want to thank Creative Little Pill for her great artwork. Please follow her on Instagram at Creative Little Pill. Please subscribe, rate, and review us on any podcast platform you're listening to us on. And join us next episode. We're concluding February Valentine's month with the best I Miss You song. So for Bob and Joseph, this is Randall. We'll see you all next week.
Forever, ever?
Forever, ever? 38 caliber, not 38 special.